of these tires. Bruh. Could you don't? I'm trying to have a conversation here. Hey guys, really quick before I start this review, I have a really exciting announcement. I was accepted into the Amazon Affiliates program. So what that means is if you guys click on my link down below to the Amazon webpage, anything you buy while on my page, I will receive a small commission from. And I'm really excited about that. I need to start pushing it out to you guys. So yeah, if you need to buy anything on Amazon, go ahead, buy through that link down there, and I will include a link of these tires to Amazon as well. So thanks guys, here's the review. The time had come for me to find new tires for my XJ, and through lots of searching online and on YouTube, I wasn't really able to find very many reviews about the Patagonia MT02s. There was lots of reviews about the MTs, which had both positive and negative reviews, as most tires do. A lot of the reviews mentioned that the tires, the MTs, the originals were great tires, except for one fatal flaw where they had issues with the sidewall that would cut open while they're out on the trail and leave them stranded. And I even wheeled with a couple of people personally who had those same tires, and I was on the trail with one of them when one of their sidewalls went. So I really wanted to go with the Milestar Patagonia MTs, but the MT02s had come out fairly recently, and I decided I wanted to give them a try because according to Milestar, they had improved all of the issues with the original MTs. But there's not really that many reviews on YouTube about the MT02s. So I decided to bring you guys a kind of first impressions. I've only had them for a couple of months. Probably not even that, maybe like a month and a half or 2 months. And I want to give you guys a brief thoughts on what I think of them so far. How I've used them, how they drive on the road, how they drive off-road. So let's get right into it. So the biggest thing that I want to point out first is the price point for these tires. These tires are 33 by 12.5 on 15-inch wheels, which is a fairly common size, especially for these XJs. It seems to be the sweet spot. For 5 tires, I paid about $1,200 US. So that was to get them mounted and shipped and everything. About $1,200. There's a lot of tires out there. There's a lot of options out there, and most of them were about $200 or $300 more than this setup that I went with. So you can't really beat the price. They're priced very competitively and very well. I had heard great things about the MTs. I had a pretty good feeling about going with the MT02s. So I splurged on these, and so far I have been very impressed. As far as road noise, these are actually pretty good. They're pretty knobby. There's a very low amount of tire noise on the highway and the freeway and around town. I'll include this clip right here of me driving on the freeway so you guys can hear the sound levels. So we're doing about 75 right now. The tires, you can hear them, and you will because of their knobby tires, but honestly there's more wind noise and exhaust noise in here. One, because I'm driving around a big red brick, and two, I'm missing half of my exhaust. But you hear that much more than the tires, and you can have a normal conversation in here. So I'd say the tire noise isn't that bad at all, really. Compared to, I had a set of Nitto Ridge Grappler tires, and those compare about the same in sound level. So I think it's pretty good for the price as far as sound level goes on the freeway, doing 75. As you can see, it's pretty nice. It's very tolerable. You're gonna get tire noise with tires that are this aggressive, but you can still have a pretty decent conversation. So I know you guys didn't come to this video to hear about the on-road performance of these tires. The main reason I got these tires is I had a trip planned for Moab, and so that was the first thing that I did the week after I got these tires. Was we headed down to Moab, and I was really anxious to try out these tires out there, and the Jeep, but that's besides the point. Granted, my Jeep here, my 97 XJ, does not have lockers. I was running at about 15 PSI out there. It really did awesome. with the circumstances of my Jeep. I didn't really have many problems. Really, every problem that I ran into was regarding not having lockers or just being kind of in a tricky situation. But as far as grip and comfort was a big thing. They were very comfortable out there. I know it's slick rock and it's really not that hard to drive on, but there was a lot of dirt roads, and being aired down was a huge help. It kind of felt like I was just floating over all the rocks. I know a lot of the suspension can tie into that too, but having lower tire pressure on these was quite comfortable to drive on the dirt roads. It performed very well while I was down in Moab. The only trail that I ran into an issue with was Cliffhanger, which, if any of you guys are familiar with the Cliffhanger trail out at Moab, it's fairly difficult. I think it's rated about an 8 or a 9, I can't really remember. I just didn't have lockers and it was kind of a tricky situation. But that's no fault to the tires.
You're in the back tire. Your back tire.
So everywhere out in Moab, I was very pleased with the tires' performance. Like I said, they just floated over the rocks. They felt really great. I was very comfortable. I had lots of grip, especially on the slick rock. I didn't have a single issue with getting up those steeper grades. We were at Moab and it had just rained and even snowed a little bit, so the slick rock was fairly slick, and I had great traction, so I didn't have a single problem while we were out there. As for general off-road use, kind of falls into what I mentioned about on those dirt roads out there in Moab. It really comes down to air pressure. I generally run about 30 psi, maybe sometimes 35 around town and on the freeway, and when I go off onto the trails I go down to about 20 to 25, which I can go lower, but it's not fully necessary. On the dirt roads, it's like I said, it's very comfortable. I don't have any issue. It kind of floats over the rocks. With the little amount of articulation I have with this Jeep, it's a very comfortable ride. I can't complain about riding out on the dirt roads and off-road. The tires do very well. Now, in regards to more extreme off-road terrain like deep mud or snow, I don't have a whole lot of experience with that yet with these tires. I have been in a little bit of mud, and it's really not much to even bring up as a comparison. I've also been in a little bit of snow, but here in Utah it snows a lot. It just hasn't snowed yet as of this date. So I don't have a whole lot of testing done in the snow and mud. I'll have to update you guys later with that because I don't have any hard evidence of being in the snow or deep mud. Another key point why I went with these tires is I think they look awesome. They're really aggressive. They have a really nice tread pattern. They look really good on my Jeep. They look really good on most vehicles. They have a really knobby tread design. The sidewall has a pretty aggressive design as well. So I think they look really, really good on my Jeep. I've seen them on Gladiators and other Jeeps and even some full-size trucks. I just think they look really good. They're a great looking tire on pretty much any kind of SUV or truck. So in conclusion, between the price, the look, the performance, I think this is a really great buy for anyone who wants a little bit more of a cheaper option, but really that's not a fair thing to say to these tires because yes, they are one of the cheaper options, but that shouldn't be why you buy them because these tires are excellent. I wouldn't deter away from these tires if you're scared that they are the cheaper ones. One of the biggest reasons why I went with this brand of tires is I watch Matt's Off-Road Recovery. He's got his XJ, the Banana, and that runs the Patagonia MTs. So he's basically a walking advertisement for those tires, and if you watch his channel, you see all the stuff that he goes through, and I think they stand the test of time. So I wanted to take a little leap of faith with these MT02s. I know there's not a ton of information out there about them, but so far I've been very impressed with them. I think time will tell about the tread wear. So far I'm very pleased with them. So I'll probably make another video about 6 months in when I have a bit more time on them, a bit more mileage, and I'll update you guys then. on what I think. But so far, very pleased, no buyer's remorse whatsoever. I'm very glad that I went with these, even though they were the cheaper option. They are performing very well. Look forward to more videos with my Jeep, obviously. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will have an Amazon link to these tires. You can actually buy them on Amazon or Walmart even, which is crazy to me. But yeah, I will have a link below to these tires to Amazon. They're the same price as what I paid for them on Amazon. You can ship them to your house, you can ship them to Walmart. So if you're interested in getting these tires and you just want to ship them straight to your house, go ahead and hit that Amazon link down below. If you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I do lots of videos on my Jeep and my truck and just all around off-road, on-road content. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.